Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that many men overlook until it's too late: the types of women most likely to cheat. A lot of people believe that infidelity happens in a moment of weakness, but the truth is that some women are more psychologically inclined toward cheating than others. It's not always about bad intentions. Sometimes it's about deep-rooted emotional patterns, personal history, or an insatiable need for validation. If you've ever been blindsided by betrayal, chances are the warning signs were there all along, you just didn't recognize them. That's precisely why this video is so important. By understanding these behavioral patterns before you get too invested, you can protect yourself from heartbreak and wasted time. So stick around until the end, because we're breaking down the 5 types of women who pose the highest risk for infidelity. Let's get into it. 1. The attention addict. Some women seek love while others seek validation. The difference isn't always apparent at first. Still, over time it becomes clear. The woman addicted to attention will never be satisfied, no matter how much devotion you pour into her. She isn't looking for depth, commitment, or emotional security. She craves the constant high of being desired. This kind of woman can be incredibly captivating. She knows how to command a room with effortless charm, her laughter drawing people in like a magnet. She's naturally flirtatious, maintaining eye contact just long enough to make you wonder if there's something more behind her gaze, but there isn't. The thrill she gets from the interaction isn't about forming a real connection. It's about knowing she still has options and holds power over the men around her. She thrives on external validation, and social media is her playground. Every picture she posts is carefully crafted to elicit reactions. Every caption is subtly designed to invite admiration. She measures her worth in likes, comments, and private messages from men who remind her just how desirable she is. Even in a relationship, she keeps these channels open, never fully closing the door on new attention. She's the kind of woman who casually brings up how often she gets hit on, how many men still chase after her, as if to remind you and herself that she's in demand. She flirts effortlessly, walking the fine line between playful and inappropriate, always knowing how far she can push without technically crossing it. To her, this isn't a betrayal. She sees no harm in keeping admirers orbiting around her, and there is no issue with engaging in subtle flirtation that keeps her options open. In her mind, she isn't being disloyal. She's just living her life. But for the man who loves her, it becomes a psychological trap. No matter how much affection he gives, it will never be enough. What was once exciting and flattering to her will soon become routine, and she will crave the novelty of fresh attention. The law of diminishing returns applies here. The more you give, the less it means. Her need for external validation will always outweigh the stability of any relationship, and eventually the boundaries will be pushed too far. Loving a woman like this is a losing game, because she doesn't cheat out of a lack of love. She cheats because she needs to feel desired by as many people as possible. The mistake most men make is believing that if they just love her, reassure her enough, or prove their sufficient worth, she will finally be satisfied. But she won't. She isn't searching for deep emotional fulfillment. She's chasing the fleeting rush of admiration. The only way to win is to walk away before she gets bored of you. Because if you don't, she will. 2. The one who gets bored easily. At first, she is everything you've ever wanted. She comes into your life like a storm, sweeping you off your feet with her boundless enthusiasm and relentless affection. She texts constantly, eager to know every detail about you. Her excitement is intoxicating. She laughs at your jokes, makes you feel like the most fascinating man she's ever met, and always wants to be close. Every date feels electric. Every conversation laced with an energy that makes you believe you finally met someone different. She acts as if she can't get enough of you, until suddenly she can. You notice the shift in subtle ways at first. The texts become less frequent, and her responses are slower and shorter. The playful spark in her eyes begins to dim. She's still there, still smiling, but something feels different. She seems distracted and distant, as if she's somewhere else, even when she's right in front of you. You ask if everything's okay, and she insists that it is. But her actions tell a different story. She no longer leans in when you talk. She stops reaching for your hand. The effortless connection that once made you feel invincible now feels like slipping through your fingers. What changed? Nothing, except the fact that the thrill of the chase is gone. She is the kind of woman addicted to newness, who mistakes excitement for love. For her, the beginning of a relationship is exhilarating, a rush of emotions that makes her feel alive. But as soon as things settle into something steady, she loses interest. Stability to her is boring. A relationship without uncertainty, without drama, without the constant highs and lows feels dull. She has spent so much time equating love with chaos that it feels wrong when she finally experiences something real. This pattern doesn't develop overnight. Maybe she grew up in a household where love was unpredictable, where affection was given one moment and withheld the next. Perhaps she's been in relationships with men who kept her on edge, making her mistake anxiety for passion. Maybe she has spent years chasing emotionally unavailable men, forcing her to work for their attention, so she feels uneasy when a man genuinely cares for her, without making her fight for it. Whatever the reason, the result is always the same. She seeks intensity, not commitment. She thrives on uncertainty, not security. When she starts feeling restless, she will do whatever it takes to reignite the emotional roller coaster she craves. She might flirt with other men just to feel a rush of excitement. She might pick unnecessary fights with you to create tension, to test whether you'll still chase her when she pulls away. She might start going out more, immersing herself in distractions that give her a sense of freedom. And if she meets someone new, someone who makes her heart race the way you once did, she won't hesitate to follow that feeling. It won't matter how good you were to her. It won't matter how much you tried to keep things exciting. She is chasing a feeling. And once that feeling disappears, so does her loyalty. The worst thing you can do is try to fix her. You can't make yourself more thrilling, more unpredictable, more like the emotional roller coaster she's addicted to. Even if you bend backward to keep her interested, it will only delay the inevitable. She will always get bored again. She will always search for something new, and the longer you try to hold on to her, the more she will pull away. The best thing you can do? Walk away before she drains you. Recognize the pattern early. When she starts losing interest, don't chase after her. Don't try to prove your worth. Don't let her dictate your sense of value. A woman like this doesn't need saving. She must learn on her own that true love isn't about adrenaline, but something more profound. Let her go. The right woman won't see love as a game. She won't need constant drama to feel alive. She'll choose you not just for the excitement of the beginning, but for the strength of something lasting. 3. The serial cheater who will never stop. She is different from the ones who cheat in a moment of weakness or confusion. She knows exactly what she's doing and does it without hesitation. For her, infidelity isn't a mistake. It's a pattern, a habit, a way of life. She has done it and will do it again. No amount of love, patience, or effort will ever change that. At first, she seems like the perfect partner. She knows how to say everything right and make you feel like the only man in the world. She showers you with affection, keeps you hooked with her charm, and makes you believe that what you have is special. But underneath the surface, she is already looking for the next thrill. She thrives on the excitement of the forbidden, on the adrenaline rush of deception. It's not about you, it never was. It's about the game, the chase, and seeing how much she can get away with. When she cheats, she does it with ease. She is careful, calculated, and rarely careless. If she ever gets caught, she will put on a show. Tears will flow, apologies will pour out, and she will swear that she made a mistake, that she regrets everything, that she will never do it again. But the truth is, she doesn't feel guilt the way most people do. She doesn't see betrayal as a reason to change. She sees it as an obstacle to overcome, a test of how well she can manipulate emotions to her advantage. She knows exactly what to say to make you doubt yourself and question whether you are being too harsh, paranoid, or unforgiving. And if she senses that you still care and want to believe her, she will pull you back in. Her excuses will always be the same. She wasn't happy. She didn't feel appreciated. She felt neglected. It just happened. And yet, no matter how much love and attention she receives, it's never enough to keep her loyal. Because cheating isn't about lack. It's about impulse. She chases the thrill of secrecy, the validation of knowing that she can have more and lie without consequence. The most brutal truth to accept is that she will never change. No amount of devotion, no depth of connection, no promises of a future together will make her different. If you stay, you will become just another name on the list of men who believed they could be the exception. But there are no exceptions. The only way to win against her is to walk away before she destroys your ability to trust, before she makes you question your worth. Because while she may never stop playing her game, you always have the choice to stop being a part of it. 4. The party girl who never grew up. She moves through life like a spark at night, drawing people toward her with her infectious energy and carefree spirit. She's the center of attention, the one who knows every bartender by name, the first on the dance floor and the last to leave. She thrives on the rush of music, laughter, and endless excitement. To her, life is meant to be lived without limits, rules, or anything tying her down. She isn't afraid of commitment because she fears love. She's scared of what it represents: stability, responsibility, and the end of the wild freedom she treasures. At first, being with her feels like stepping into a world where every night is an adventure. She makes you feel alive in a way that no one else has. She's spontaneous, unpredictable, and full of life. You admire her ability to be the light in every room, making every ordinary moment extraordinary. But as time passes, you see the cracks beneath the surface. The late nights that were once exhilarating start feeling exhausting. The harmless flirting that made you laugh in the beginning now makes you question her intentions. You watch as she downs another drink, laughing a little too loudly at a stranger's joke, as if she's trying to prove that she still has the power to captivate anyone she wants. The truth is, she does it because she needs the attention. It isn't just about having fun. It's about validation. She needs to know she's still desirable, still exciting, still the woman who can walk into a room and have all eyes on her. She tells you that flirting is meaningless, that it's just part of her personality, and that you have nothing to worry about. But deep down, you know better. You see how easily she dismisses boundaries and effortlessly justifies behavior that would break most relationships apart. To her, fun always comes first, and everything else is secondary, including you. You try to reason with her and make her understand that relationships require more than excitement. But she resists, not because she doesn't care about you, but because she doesn't know how to exist in a world where love means more than just fleeting passion. She has spent so long running from responsibility that settling down feels suffocating. She tells herself she isn't doing anything wrong, deserves to have fun, and that life is too short to be serious all the time. And maybe she's right, for someone else, but not for you. Not every party girl is incapable of love, but if she lives for the thrill of attention, she isn't built for loyalty. You can't change her. You can't make her see relationships the way you do. The more you try to pull her into your world, the harder she will fight to escape. She isn't looking for stability. She's looking for the next high, the next night out, the next moment that makes her feel like she's still untouchable. And one day she will chase that feeling one step too far, and you'll realize that no matter how much you cared, she would never stay. The best thing you can do? Let her go. Because the right woman won't see commitment as a cage. She'll see it as something worth building and choosing every day. 5. The one who still talks to her ex. A woman who keeps her ex in her life may tell you it's harmless. She insists they are just friends, that he was a big part of her past, and that cutting him off ultimately would be unnecessary or even immature. At first you might want to believe her. After all, not every connection with an ex is a threat, and some people maintain purely platonic friendships. But as time passes, you start to notice things that don't sit right. She smiles a little too much when his name comes up. She's oddly defensive when you ask about their conversations. She reassures you that it means nothing. Yet she's still exchanging messages with him late at night, still meeting up for coffee, still holding onto that connection as if she's afraid to let it go. When a woman keeps an ex around, whether she admits it or not, she's keeping a door open. Maybe it's just for comfort, a safety net if things don't work out with you. Perhaps it's nostalgia, a reluctance to close a chapter that once meant so much. Or maybe it's something more dangerous, a lingering attachment she hasn't truly let go of. Whatever the reason, the presence of an ex in her life is rarely as innocent as she claims. Emotional cheating begins long before physical cheating does. It starts with shared memories, inside jokes, and harmless check-ins. It begins with messages that seem casual at first, but slowly become more personal. It starts with the idea that there's still someone out there who knows her in a way that you don't yet. The danger lies in the emotional bond that remains. If she's turning to him for advice, comfort, and validation, she shares parts of herself with another man that should be reserved for you. When she has a bad day, does she call you first or text him? When she's feeling uncertain about something, does she look to you for reassurance, or does she seek his opinion? When she laughs at a message on her phone, does she readily show you, or does she hesitate, shielding the screen just enough to make you wonder? These small moments reveal where her emotional loyalty truly lies. Many men dismiss these concerns, afraid of seeming insecure or controlling, but ignoring the signs won't change reality. A woman who truly respects you and values your relationship won't feel the need to keep an ex in her life. She won't make excuses, won't accuse you of overreacting, won't prioritize an old connection over the one she's building with you. She will understand that the past is meant to stay in the past, and that real commitment doesn't come with lingering attachments. The solution is simple, but not always easy. If she refuses to let go, then you have to be the one to walk away. No man should have to compete with a ghost from the past. Love should be built on trust, not uncertainty. If she's not fully present in the relationship, she's already halfway out the door, and a woman who keeps looking back can never truly move forward with you. Understanding the psychology behind infidelity isn't about resentment or cynicism, it's about awareness and self-respect. Many men fall into the trap of believing that love, effort, or commitment can change a person's nature. But the truth is, some women are simply not wired for long-term loyalty. Their need for constant attention, their addiction to emotional highs, or their inability to detach from the past makes them unreliable partners, no matter how much they claim to love you. If you've ever experienced betrayal, you know how devastating it can be. You wonder what you did wrong, what you could have done differently, and whether you were insufficient. But the reality is, it was never about you. It was about her emotional patterns, unresolved insecurities, and inability to commit to one person fully. Some people are drawn to chaos, excitement, and endless validation. No love or stability can satisfy them for long. This is why recognizing the warning signs early is so important. It's not about being paranoid or distrusting all women. It's about being wise enough to see the patterns before they repeat themselves. When you understand what drives infidelity, you stop blaming yourself, and you start making smarter choices in relationships. You stop chasing those who treat you as an option and start investing in yourself instead. Because here's the hard truth. You can't fix someone who doesn't want to change. You can't convince someone to be loyal if they thrive on attention from others. You can't make someone value commitment if they constantly crave excitement and novelty. And you certainly can't build a strong relationship with someone who keeps one foot out the door, holding on to past attachments just in case. The best thing you can do is walk away before you waste years of your life trying to prove your worth to someone who will never appreciate it. So, what's the real solution? Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Instead of trying to win over the wrong woman, invest in your growth. Mentally, emotionally, and physically, build a fulfilling life that you don't need validation from anyone else. When you operate from a place of self-confidence and abundance, you naturally attract people who see your value and respect you. You no longer tolerate games, mixed signals, or emotional manipulation, because you know your worth and won't settle for less. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever encountered any of these personality types? What lessons have you learned from past experiences? How did you regain your confidence after being betrayed? Share your insights in the comments below. I'd love to learn from your experiences. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on self-improvement, relationships, and personal growth. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.